Thank you very much. Actually, at the same time, not now, the Korean government and the representative of EU is signing to the Korea-EU FTA somewhere else. But in the morning, when I searched some news on this agreement, every media didn't say anything about the process in the European Parliament. They said everything is over, and now we can put pressure on the U.S. Congress, threatening them if you don't ratify this agreement, you may lose your market in Korea. So, but unfortunately, in this time, from the social movements, there are no meaningful response to the Korea-EU FTA anymore. So for me, the struggle against the FTA in Korea is kind of old story. So it's not easy for me to speak about the struggle in Korea. But from our campaign against the Korea-EU FTA and Korea-US FTA, there are some meaningful experiences and meaningful lessons. So I will show this with you. In the past, the struggle and campaign against the trade, on trade, is in Korea traditionally is a sectoral struggle because the government took the divide and rule strategy. We can go back to the 1997, some decades ago. The main Korean economic growth strategy was export-oriented growth, exporting manufacturing goods to the U.S. market, who give the market to Korea to block the proliferation of communism in that area. And 10 years after, in 80s and 90s, the Korean government decided to open the agricultural market as a trade-off to get some market for the manufacturers. So it is culminated with the Mumbai round negotiation of the WTO. So at that time, the struggle against the free trade was started from the peasants' movement. And after that, with the IMF structural adjustments, the struggle against IMF was done by the workers' movement at the time. And in 1990, the late of 1990s, the Korean capital, the Korean government decided promote the FTA as many as possible, and they started with Chile and then Japan. And at that time, they are focusing on the national interest and which industry is most affected and which industry is benefited and so on. So at the time, the social movement also responds and follow this logic. But with the start of the U.S.-Korea FTA negotiation, there are some big self-evaluation of among social movements. If we approach this issue sector by sector, we cannot succeed because the Korean government says yes to the farmers, for example, yes. With the FTA, the farmers can victimize, but we have to take the national interest, and we can after we succeeded with the Korea-US FTA, we can give some support with the by the benefit from the FTA. So you you don't need to cooperate with workers' movement. So we are trying to build a universal social movement without any barrier. So with the Korea-US FTA, we build a big coalition, including more than several hundred organizations in nationwide and local places. And then we try to overcome the divided and rule strategy from the government. So this coalition is mainly aiming 4 areas, which is very similar to what you mentioned. The first one is analysis. From the government side, they give much numbers and much calculations, which is saying the positive effect from the FTA. So we have to have our own analysis, and sometimes we need some experience from the workers and social movement in other countries. So we set up an analyzing team, including several sectors, experts and activists, and we focusing on the negative effects and real effects of the FTA. And then the coalition is trying to make a big mobilization, especially on occasion of the every round of negotiation. The negotiation happens once in Korea and once in US. So when the negotiation happened in Korea, we staged a big demonstration during that period. And sometimes we invite some people, representatives from the social movement from counterpart countries. And if the negotiation is held in the US or country, we dispatch our delegation to where the negotiation is happening. And third one is media attention. The mainstream media doesn't say anything about the negative effects and real effects about the FTA, so we use some alternative media, and sometimes we participate in the discussion in the mainstream media and speak about the negative effects. And the coalition publishes a very huge amount of book, and it sells in the mainstream bookstores. And at that time, it was a bestseller because it deals with every debating points about the Korean-US FTA. And fourth one is this international solidarity, because the government is always mentioned about national interest. So it is very hard for us to overcome this logic. So we try to make another idea of universal rights. When they said it is not national interest, but we said it is universal right. So in this context, the international solidarity is very important at the time. And after the negotiation concluded, we feel some our limitation about those kinds of strategic points. Right after the Korea-US FTA concluded, they start the negotiation with the EU. And at that time, everybody was very tired because the whole social movement in Korea is devoted to the stop the Korea-US FTA. There are no power remained, and then we were focusing on analysis and saying negative effects of the Korea-US FTA, and we failed to build a strong alternative about that. So when the Korea-EU FTA negotiation started, we had to start from the bottom at the time. So it was some difficult point for us. Anyways, as I mentioned, after the negotiation concluded, some European carmakers, when I was here, European carmakers and European industry is focusing on to get more protection from the Korea-EU FTA, and they are devoting themselves to lobby to the EU Parliament. But from social movement side, we are not doing nothing at this moment. So I think we have to we have to put more voices from the workers' movement and social movement to the European Parliament and Korean Parliament in this time, especially about the labor rights. In the Korea context, we understand the social clause, so-called, and labor rights in the FTA. It can be used as a protectionism from the trade counterpart. But in another sense, it's a dilemma, but in another sense, we have to try to use this opportunity to for upward harmonization of labor rights and salary and so on. So we have the negotiation is concluded, and but we should not stop our struggle in this context. So yeah, and let me conclude my presentation with saying that the struggle is not active at the moment, but we are preparing some response to the Korean government, which want to in forefront to revive the neoliberal globalization. So we will try to revive our struggle against the neoliberal globalization on occasional G20 summit in Seoul. Thank you.